Joe, they say in football, it's an old saying, but you're never more susceptible than when you just scored. I think you've proved it tonight, haven't you?
On 2 occasions. Yeah, obviously incredibly disappointed. It's something that obviously we've been desperate to fix since we've come in, and obviously when it happens in any game, but especially when after the good result on Saturday, we just lost concentration both times. Got ourselves into a great position at the beginning of the game, and then obviously getting ourselves back into the game. Well, very disappointing from us as a staff point of view. Just a lack of concentration. Maybe that's tiredness. Maybe that's we've pushed them quite hard since we've come in. We're close to the end, but we've got to keep going to the end. And yeah, we're definitely disappointed as a team.
Ironically, I don't think Joe Daya had a save to make other than to pick the ball out of the net.
Yeah, it was kind of that way. We started the game, of course, brilliantly, and then they had 2 moments pretty quick back to back where we just couldn't recover from the first goal, really. And then the game became a bit bitty in the first half, but obviously we changed things up a bit in the second half, and we totally dominant in the second half, totally dominant. Should have scored more goals, but the ironic thing is I think that was their first attack in the second half. But look, that's the way it goes. Football's like that. You've got to shut that door, and if we want to move forward, we need to eradicate those mistakes.
And the home form, you've got more points away, more points on the road than at home. Is that going to be one of the things? I know you look at these things, but for next season, that has to be sorted. This place has to be better for you.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think any team in the league would want a better home record, if you like. It's something we spoke about before the game. To change that mentality, we might have to change and bring some fresh players in with a new mentality, because sometimes it can stick to people, and that's something that we're going to have to seriously look at, because we do need to change our home form. It's been a fortress here over many years, but over the past couple of seasons, especially this season, it's been not so good, and obviously that's the reason partially why we're in here as well. So we'll do our best. I think we've tried to fix that problem, if you like, and I think we've had some good performances here at home. It's just second half we were very good tonight. It's just the manner of the goal so quickly after scoring, and that's obviously something we have to address with the players.
Scott Bennett, how is he?
Do you know what, I'm not really sure. I think we didn't have a lot to say after the game. Hopefully the players can chat amongst themselves, really. Sometimes let the players do the talking. I think it's a head injury, so we'll have to see and assess him probably tomorrow. If it is any kind of concussion, obviously this season could be over, but we have to wait and see what happens tomorrow. And
I must ask you here, not Graham? I know you've done it before.
Yeah,
but
look, I've done it before. I think we're very frustrated about that. We've come so far, we work so hard. It's little things like that we've been trying to eradicate from the team this season, and every now and again they pop back up. And tonight, obviously, we're second last home game of the season, and we just want to finish the season extremely well, like the Gaffer's mentioned many times. And this kind of dents that a bit, but we have to respond now, going to Gillingham on Saturday, and obviously the last home game of the season. So we're working very hard as a staff to make this a more strong mentality place, and generally the team have bought into it. But days like today really do kick you where it hurts, and we've got to pick them up.
All the best, Joe.
I guess it shows about the progress you need to make. Is that we're going over old ground, I guess, but backing up wins that's what you'll need next season.
Yeah, backing up wins. I mean, look, we've come into tonight with an opportunity to climb the table again. We've not been in many situations like that this season from where we've been. Trying to break that next level is proving, it's based on where we are and what we've got, is proving difficult. And but we've done the best we can, and we've done okay. But we need to we've been preaching to the players consistently that we're better than the league position suggests, and we can break that mould But nights like tonight, kind of, you back to the drawing board. And it's like, but we need to. The players have done fabulous for us, but of course we can't keep doing and having games like we've had tonight. And I know it's frustrating, and everyone's trying to control their emotions, but adding to the group I think will help for sure. And learning from these experiences, but we don't want too many, because we want to try and break a mould.
And it's showing this end of a long season, I guess, and you came in and you probably had to work them harder than normally. Whenever there's a managerial change, you sort of work players hard. 6-man bench, and you've probably not been able to be consistent with the selection either.
I think the obvious thing is we've maxed out now. I think if we're all honest, the crowd, who by the way again have been great tonight. We've had 2 defeats at home recently, back to back, and close games, and they've been really behind us. I think missing obviously key players, defenders as well, were stretched. 6-man bench, as you say, Declan Drysdale, Clark, now Scott takes a knock. Obviously we've got 1 or 2 others out as well that are important, and we're probably maxed out really. And we've got 2 games to go. I just want everyone to know how extremely hard the players have worked. Maybe it's a factor, but I don't think it's a fitness. I think it's more mental. When you're this close to the end of the season, it can be very difficult. Obviously, we want to win as many games as you can. We want to win every game, and that's our mantra. And that's what really disappoints us as a staff tonight, for the players especially. The manner of the defeat.
Is there any way you can fill that bench add anyone for Gillingham, or are they, like for example, is Jack, who's been at Ponty?
I'm on the understanding that we although they've finished the season, we can't use them.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I don't think that happens in because I think a non-league club of Selma or whatever in England, but I think we as a association need to look at that really, because that's denying a young player an opportunity to develop. I think it's a nonsensical rule really. I mean, it may be the contract is a certain date, but I think when the season finishes early, I mean, it's a great opportunity for managers to look at 1 or 2 younger players without obviously weakening the team too much. But I think what's evident tonight is we've got to a position of where are we up? 14th in the league. We've got to a position of 14th in the league. We've got a 6-man bench. We've got numerous injuries, and we've got a team who are really giving everything they've got. And I think when we first come in, we would have taken that, but we're pushing them to the very edge here, and we've got 2 to go, so they'll have to go again.
Aaron Weldig, not involved tonight, is that injury?
Aaron was feeling a bit after Saturday, I believe. We're hoping he should be available for the rest of the 2 games. I just think, even like tonight, Harry Charlesley's been out for a period of time and he's played 75 minutes, so we have to manage him. We've just got to try and fulfill our fixtures to the end of the season, and the 6-man bench now becomes a 5-man bench. Who knows, after Gillingham, who knows what it's going to be, but maybe we'll keep going to the very end of the season, but we want to have better moments. We've had a lot of good moments, don't forget, and we've tonight is a real sucker punch really. Obviously Harrogate, probably the pressure's off a little bit and they can express themselves a little bit more, but obviously it's a big game for them as well, and they're now officially safe, if you like, so we've been in that situation ourselves. But hopefully we can have more. Hopefully we can have our idol for this.
What about Lewis Twamley and Joe Woodowes? They came back in January. Are they eligible? Could they make up the bench?
No, I don't think they're going to be considered for the squad.